Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, I'm coming across loud and clear. Let me know by typing in the chat, VV Nation. Let me know that everything is coming across. Okay. Interest. Who called me a mess? The mess is. Wow, Lito, you just mad because I wouldn't let you wear my hat in freaking Texas. That's your problem. You just mad at me. All right, it's all right though. It's all right. Call me a mess. Right? Am I a mess, Joey?
Just take a look behind you over your left shoulder.
That's a mess. Wow. That's a mess. There in my office, if you ever come and see my office is Lito says he's the mess. Oh, see, my office is a mess. But you know why? The sign of a genius is a messy desk. And if you could see my desk, I must be Albert Einstein-like. That's the way I have to look at it. If you look at my desk, I've got to be Albert Einstein-like. Joey can attest to that. Joey can definitely attest to that. All right, I'm getting my Cafe Bustelo ready. How many people are here? I know the alert just hit, so I'm just waiting for everybody to come up in here before we get started. It's a lot to talk about today. And, we're going to try to do some day trades today as well. We try to do some day trades now on Thursdays, and we'll see what's going on with that. Had to get out of Tesla because I could not take the pressure of all this up and down. So I'm out of my Tesla. I was in my Tesla long. I think I got out of it. I think I did. Did I close? No. Am I still in my Tesla? Actually, I'm still in my bullish Tesla. Just taking a look at my portfolio. I'm still in my bullish Tesla. And I did a video on Tesla earlier this week telling you why I jumped early on Tesla. Not that I was telling anybody else to do it, but my portfolio's taking a hit today. Tesla's down a little bit. Overall, I'm okay. I'm still up in Tesla. I'm still in SQQQ, which is another reason why I thought that this bull run was going to be short-lived. I've held SQQQ all through this time as the market went up, and I'm up still about 2%. I'm in my marijuana ETF. I'm up 9%. I'm in XROF, of course, taking a little hit even after the news about them being starting production. I'm in my other marijuana stock, MJNA. I told you I jumped on it. I'm down today a little bit on it, but I'm okay. All right, so that's just an update on all of the stocks that I am currently trading. I always love to keep you apprised of that because I like to be transparent, because I never want you to think that I'm ever pushing any stock for any benefit. I never want to do that. All right, so if we're looking at the home page, we got some red popping up in there. The primary wave is down and now has been down for the last 2 days. All of the major indices are down with the exception of the Dow. The Dow is slightly up today, but if you pay attention to tomorrow's recorded video, the 6 p.m. video, on Fridays now, I do give you a weekly market recap. You want to pay attention to that because I give you all of my reasons why I think the market has got a lot more downside. Even with the most recent return to the upside, last couple of days, though, the market is retraced. But I sort of kind of talked about that even while the market was rising. I did say, though, as the market was rising, as a matter of fact, let's go get into the software. As I look at the VectorVest composite, even throughout all of this talk right here, I said we could not ignore that the market was moving higher. And so, me, I always love to take what the market gives me. Here's my chat. I always like to take what the market gives me. The market was giving me the opportunity to move to the upside, so we took it. But I did make mention that I didn't think that this run to the upside would be long-lived. And again, a couple of different videos, I've given my reasons why. In tomorrow's video, I will reiterate my reasons why. But there's a promise to today's market. Yes, we have a down candle, but look at the big wick at the bottom of the candle. That's showing me the buyers are coming in. The 388 crossed yesterday. The 388 exponential moving average crossed yesterday. So I still think that we've got more downside, at least to this level of 57.41. I'm looking at the MTI and buy to sell ratios, not at the levels of looking for a bottom yet. If we stop here, you know what this is? This is a hammer and could be the resurgence of another push higher. Another reason why I think that the market has some more downside is because September historically is not a good month for stocks. So there's a lot of things, and also the fears of the Fed raising the interest rates. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of news, China, a lot of things pushing the market lower or have the potential to push the market lower. Glenn, is petroleum still good, and for how long? I still think petroleum's good. You see that petroleum is getting beaten up a little bit, but OPEC and Russia are both talking about how they're going to extend their oil cuts, the production cuts. That's going to affect the supply. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm thinking that we are slowly but surely seeing gas prices rise at the pumps. If you've seen that happen, type a 1. All right, type a 1 if you've seen gas prices rise at the pump. So I still think that oil's a good play. Just keep your eyes on it. It is kind of volatile right now, Akshaya, whether it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. I think that oil has the potential to go over $100 a barrel. All right, so why is the price on the color guard, hold on, Glenn, why is the price on the color guard yellow and not red since it's down? The price on the color guard, yellow. Oh, you talk about the home page? Let's go back to the home page real quick. Why is it yellow? Let me close this out. Why is it yellow? Because we're down, right? But we can't go directly from a green light week over week to a red light. So currently we're down week over week and day over day. It should be a red light, but it's not a red light because we're working off of a green from the week prior. That is the reason why. Great question. All right, and Bill said the same thing. It's because it was green 5 trading days ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days ago, it was green. That is the reason why we are working off of a yellow light. If this light from last week was either red or yellow, we'd have another red light here. But great question. What is your opinion on the MTI's low point? Overall, when you say the low point, you're talking about here? I still think that we have more downside. Even if I click on the Dateline, the MTI got to a level of 0.74. Notice that the market never got to the level, even at the lows, never got to the point of looking for a bottom where it's at 0.60. All right, so that's another reason why I think that this was short-lived, is because we never got to the levels of the market looking for a low or looking for a bottom. Does that make sense, Francisco? So I still think that we have more downside in the market, but never forget, I'm always going to take what the market gives me. Should investors be worried about Apple due to China restrictions? My answer to that is yes. All right, my answer to that is yes. I did get out of my Apple trade. I was in the Apple bullish ETF, which was AABP, I think it was. I'm out of that. I was in the Apple trade because normally, historically, again, when Apple is about to announce their new products, the Apple stock tends to go up. But it really didn't. It was kind of stagnant. Hey, thank you, Bill. I was in AAPB. I took it down to 10% loss, and then I got out of it. So I think that Apple is going to feel the effects. Apple and NVIDIA are going to feel the effects of what China is trying to do with the banning of the iPhones at work. So I would keep my eyes on that. I'd be very leery about how this all works out. RT trade for you, FRSH. All right, I'm gonna write that down. Don't everybody give me your stocks yet. Mark, I'm gonna give you an opportunity, of course, to do that. But is that Fresh Pet or something like that? There will be a time to enter Apple, but not now. I'm with you on that, David. As much as everybody knows that I love Apple, I'm not in love with Apple, so I know the time. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You know why? Here you go, Carol. You never count your money. While you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. All right, so when it comes down to Apple right now, I don't think it's the right time. Apple still long-term, just like Tesla long-term? Is that also applicable to Tesla? Tesla's going down because I think that I was in Tesla L. I jumped in it. I think I'm still in it. I think that if Tesla keeps doing the price war with China, it's going to affect them financially. They may put a lot of cars out there. They may sell a lot of cars going after the China market, but they're cutting into their ability to make money, and that's the bottom line. You know why? Because The Rock said so. Is that Stone Cold? Because Stone Cold said so. One of the two. Maybe it's Stone Cold. Because Stone Cold said so. All right, so just keep your eyes on those stocks. I just want you guys to be well aware of what's going on with them. All right, let's talk about some news that's moving the market. Let's get right into that. And why is the market going down? One of the reasons U.S. stocks are mixed as investors continue to worry about rising interest rates. Now, there's a lot of news. I've been scouring the web, and a lot more people think that the Fed is going to pause in the next decision. All right, so I'm going to ask you the question. Given everything that's going on with the jobs, with unemployment, with China, how many of you think that the Fed is going to pause on the next decision? Type of 1. How many of you think that the Fed is going to continue to raise interest rates by at least a quarter point in the next decision? Type a 2. All right, China is causing a lot of pain. I don't know how this country can be a leader in the world. Listen, China is the biggest, a lot of people thinking he's going to pause. China is the biggest purchaser of stuff. So when their economy, Akshaya, is not doing well, it's going to affect globally what China buys or doesn't buy. So I think that we can still be a leader. The problem is that China is just so freaking big that we look to them to buy goods and services. One pause, then back up. You know something? I think that the Fed is going to raise. Right? That's my opinion. But the other side of it thinks that he could pause, and I'm with you, Roy, that he will raise again. I don't think this is the end of the raises for the year. I think we get at least one more interest rate hike before the year is out, whether it's on the next decision or the decision after that. Amir says, so should we get out of Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla, or should I sell a call? Listen, I think that all of those stocks, Amir, are good long-term stocks. If you want to hold them, and I want everybody to pay attention to this, if you want to hold on to those stocks because you got the price, you got a good price, and you don't want to sell covered calls on those stocks. Absolutely. Do you guys agree with me on that? Type a yes or a no. But those stocks that you know that long-term, Tesla is a great stock long-term. I think Apple is a great stock long-term. And I think Nvidia is a good stock long-term. Do you agree with selling covered calls instead of selling them outright? Yes or no? And I'm with all of you on those. Those are great quality stocks, Amir. And I think that if you still want to hold them without buying back in, you might get a better price buying back in later. But if you still want to hold on to them and don't want to go to the rigmarole of getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, I say sell covered calls on them. I like all three of those stocks long term. Now, Mark's on the other side. Says sell now and buy back in later. And you know something? If you do that, you're probably going to get back in at a lower price than what you originally got in. So there's an upside to that as well. And it frees up capital. If you sell a covered call, though, you take in a premium to help to absorb the price declines on the stock. I don't know how to do options, calls, or puts. Guess what, Jake? I got something for you today. Jake, that you're going to want to take a look at. I am taking a loss then. You're not taking, how about you will be taking a loss if you're at a loss right now, but you'll be softening the loss by selling covered calls. How about that? Covered call can't protect you if it continues to go way down. You're right. It doesn't protect you on all the way down. It only protects you to the premium that you've taken in. So then you can roll it. If it continues to go down, you roll it and you keep taking in the premium. And if the volatility is high, you're going to be taking in a hefty premium to help to absorb some of the loss on those. Furby says, I'm down 8% with Apple. So now, Furby, at some point in time, you've got to make a decision on what you want to do. As I did on my Apple trade, when I got down 10%, boom, I pulled that off the table. See, I already have a set loss target. And I think that's important no matter what stock you get into. You've got to have a threshold of when enough is enough. For me, 10% is that. And when that ETF, that Apple ETF, which was 1 3/4 of the Apple move to the upside, I got out of the trade. So I'm all right with that. Oil is the way to go. Dan is right.
Come here. Oh, sorry.
Joey's talking to his dog. Sorry. Ay, gosh, dang it. All right, so that's all I got to say about that. Next story. Wages, why higher unemployment is good news right now. Unemployment went from 3.5 to 3.8, and they said, man, unemployment is high over the last 20 some odd years. I'm like, dude, why are you selling people on that? It's the highest it's been in the last 2 decades, but it's still freaking low. It went from 3.5 to 3.8. Unemployment is still overall low, even though it rose a little bit on a month-over-month basis. So, and Energy says, oh, hello to Joey's dog. Joey's dog's name is Pelly. Everybody say hi to Pelly. Everybody say hi to Pelly. Joanne says, I'm up on all my stocks. Way to go, Joanne. I'm up on the majority of my stocks. I am down on a few. And as long as they don't hit my stop, I'm going to hold on to them. Just like my SQQQ trade. I'm still in it, even when the market was moving higher. Can you give us ideas for oil? Debbie, we've been doing that. USO is a good way to take advantage of the whole space. TDW is a good individual stock. And I'm going to bring up 2 more for you today, Debbie. I'm going to bring up 2 more oil stocks for you today. All right. So Boston's the only one that said hi to Pelly. Oh, there it is. Robert says hi to Pelly. All right, so I'm about to say it's Joey's dog. Everybody loves freaking Joey. Say hello to Joey's dog. Gosh, how are you going to love Joey and don't say hello to Pelly? How are you going to do that? You guys are shallow. Next story. Here's why 7% mortgage rates are so much worse for buyers now than 20 years ago. We all know that the mortgage issue is going to become a bigger issue. I'm going to give you a stock to take advantage of this space. But mortgage rates haven't been this high for over 2 decades, but it's far worse to be a homeowner now than then. It talks about over time, as we've seen in recent decades, told Yahoo Finance, the market has become much more reliant on low interest rate environment. Ain't that the truth? We've gotten spoiled. To low interest rates. And now keep in mind that interest rates are rising, but they're still historically low. Do you all know that? Yes or no? Because we see the news come out and interest rates are so high and blah, blah, blah. We do know, type a yes in the room if you do know that interest rates are still historically low. Interest rates are still historically low, but you look at the news, and the news is designed many times to scare the hell out of you. Oh my gosh. And then you run and you do things with your stocks that you shouldn't do. That's why I'm here to put some kind of understanding into what's being said in the news to give some real perspective so that you don't go half-cocked and do stuff that you shouldn't be doing just because somebody's telling you the sky is falling, throw the baby out with the bathwater, and Katie bar the doors. And I think if you look at the news, a lot of the news is all about all of those different things. Get scared. I don't want you to get scared. I'd rather you be prepared. And that's what we do here on our live stream. That's what we do on our videos. We keep you guys prepared so that you're never blindsided. All right. And you're right, Albert. They're used to the 1 or 2% because we've been there for so long because we pumped so much money into the market. But the product of that at some point in time is going to be inflation. And remember when inflation started running? Oh, it's transitory. It's okay. The Fed didn't want to stop the nice roller coaster ride that we were on with a booming economy. Well, the economy can't boom forever without the repercussions of rising prices, i.e. inflation. That's the cycle. That's the way economies work. How about Bitcoin? Hell to the no. All right. That's all I got to say about Bitcoin. All right. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin, never have been, but when the opportunities arise, they are short term. They are short term moves on Bitcoin. And with that, I'll give you those opportunities. But long term, I'm not backing up the truck for Bitcoin. I don't care who you are. I am so not backing up the truck for Bitcoin. But you know something for you today? I'm going to do something for you today. You want to look at Bitcoin? We're going to take a look at it. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you just why I don't like it so. Let's go to research. Where is it? Cryptocurrency prices. Let's go look at Bitcoin. You remember when it was almost 60,000? You remember those days? Where is it at now? Look at what it's done over the last 7 days. Look at what it's done now. Hold on. I think I can pull up a graph. Wait, let's go look at it. Bitcoin. No. It's loading the data. Let's go look at yeah. It's not what I wanted. News, analytics. Do analytics. Bitcoin analytics. There's a graph capability. There should be a graph capability. Oh, there it is. All right. What time period are we looking at? Let's go look at Bitcoin over the last year. I'm not feeling Bitcoin. I got a level of resistance on Bitcoin sitting at about 31.4, 31.5. All right, where are we at now? We're at 25.9. And what are we doing right now? We're trending lower on Bitcoin. I don't know how to use the draw. Oh, maybe I do. I draw. Nope. Do that. Compare with market cap analytics. I don't know how to use this quite, but I can clearly see the downtrend. You can clearly see that. You can clearly see the downtrend, and this is from July of this year until right now. And even the high point of this year was sitting at 31.50. Let's go put this on an all. Was the high point? Look at that. The high point was sitting at about almost 60. Look at that, sitting at almost 60. Where are we now? We're half that. We're half that. So, and you know, I look at the most recent run up from November of 22 to now, but overall, I'm not feeling it. Let's put this back on a 1 year. And I wasn't prepared to do this. Joanne says, the past is not a picture of the future. All right. So why do you look at the graph of anything, Joanne? All right, think about that. Think about that. Why do you look at the graph? Why? Because saying hi to Glenn's dog too. Dog thinks his name is Get Off Me. No, my dog's name is Mr. Miyagi. I think that the reason why you look at a graph is to see what's going on historically with a stock, to get some kind of semblance on what to do going forward. Going forward, I'm not bullish on it. The graph, and we always say a picture's worth 1,000 words. The picture is showing me that it's moving down. The picture is showing me that it's moving down. I have a level of support sitting at about 25.18. It's close to its level of support. I got the level of resistance sitting at about 31.5. So could I call this in the channel? Yes. But from a level of support, if Bitcoin goes down below 30, oh, sorry, we're already there. No, if it goes below, there we go. If it goes below 25.1, we got a problem. We're going to have more downside. So that's my level of support sitting at this little swing low of 25.1. All right, so that's what I'm thinking in regards for crypto. I'm not a fan of it. I have not been a fan of it. And when the moves go, they are short term. Even here, little short-term move, what did it do? Little short-term move, look at what it did. Little short-term, and does it over and over. So when I look at a graph, it is showing me historically, and it's showing me historically that the runs are short-lived and the pullbacks are deeper. All right? So there you go. And Joanne, you said it will go up in 2024. You know me, I'm not going to predict. I won't predict. And I'm looking. I'm not. It doesn't make me feel warm and cozy. What do you think of Kathy Wood saying BC going to 1.4 million by 2030? Show me. Yeah, show me. All right. So in regards, that was off my point. That wasn't what I was going to do. But you know something? I'm going to back up why I say I'm not warm and fuzzy about Bitcoin. So DRV is my stock that I'm picking for the mortgage space. Big news here. Enbridge will buy 3 natural gas utilities from Dominion. That's kind of big. That's going to make them the biggest natural gas provider on the East Coast, I believe. I think it's just on the East Coast. I don't know if it's in the United States, but I know it's at least on the East Coast. This is big news. All right, this is big news. And the prime rate hit 21% during the Carter years. You remember that. Jazz says, don't tell me, show me. I did show you. I did show you. See, did I not show you? And we will talk about options in a moment. All right, so Enbridge is on my list today. This is big news for Enbridge. Next one, U.S. gas prices surged to record highs. I told you about more oil stocks. I'm telling you 2 right here, ConocoPhillips and Chevron. ConocoPhillips and Chevron. I like USO. I like TDW, Tidewater. But in this story, we're going to look at 2 more stocks. I can't wrap my brain around Bitcoin. I don't understand it now, and I probably never will. So, Debbie, for anybody who doesn't understand the whole Bitcoin space, I'm going to tell you not to invest in it. All right? You would rather to invest in stocks that you understand. All right? If you don't understand it, do one of 2 things. Either learn about it. There's a lot of information to learn on the internet about it. Or 2, don't invest in it. All right? Or 2, don't invest in it. And it is a global currency, but it's a lot more than that. Bitcoin is actually an ecosystem that comes with what's Ethereum? What's the word I'm looking for? Blockchain. There's a lot that goes along in the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is the currency, but there's an ecosystem within it. You've got the miners, you got the blockchain, blah 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 blah. So that's all I got to say about that. Okay. So 2 more oil stocks I'm going to bring out to the table with you. Here it is. Apple extends the drop after reported China ban on iPhone use by government officials. So you asked me about, should I be concerned? I've got a story that shows me most likely. Thank you very much, Energy. Blockchain, XRP, etc. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with it. I've done some videos on the channel about Bitcoin. I'm just, you know, my biggest thing, Joanne, I think FTX screwed up that whole crypto space for a lot of people. That's what I really think. I really think that FTX screwed up the ability for a lot of people to get into crypto because they don't want to feel like they're going to get scammed again. That's my honest opinion when it comes down to it, Joanne, which is why I'm not a big fan of it. I think that a lot of people have been tainted by FTX and what happened. And I don't think you're going to get over that. Unless something miraculously happens with Bitcoin, I think that it's going to have a negative connotation attached to it because of FTX. All right. So I'm bearish on Apple right now. Next one. How many of you have ever heard Uncle Glenn talk about the regional bank issue? The other shoe still hasn't fallen. Type of 1 if you've heard me say that on more than one occasion. I am a big fan, Akshaya, of Penn and DraftKings right now, especially because football season is open up. And I did a story with Ryan yesterday saying that 73 million people are projected to bet on football this year. The other shoe hasn't fallen. I got more news behind it. How about this? Regional banks may need to sell $63 billion in bonds under the rule. Why are they doing this? 18 regional lenders might need $63 billion in new holding company debt to comply with its rules. The Federal Reserve, blah, 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 blah. The regulations were drafted by 3 agencies. Truist is in there. M&T Bank, PNC. Under the new rules, banks with $100 billion of assets or more will need to issue enough long-term debt to cover capital losses in severe stress. That's what happened with the regional banks. So the whole idea is they lend money long-term at a higher rate. they buy things short term at a lower rate. And when the market got all jacked up, all of the stuff for the short term went against them. Excuse me. And they got turned upside down. Because I can tell you about it. When I moved to Bel Air, got turned upside down. And that's what's happening. All of the short-term investments that they made are getting jacked up. They haven't all reported the losses yet like SIVB did, like Silvergate did. A lot of these banks still have these losses on their books that they haven't reported yet. And Uncle Glenn is telling you that the other shoe still is going to fall with the regional banks. So we're going to talk about some of those regional banks, which are here in my list as well. I told you that I was going to, when is it time to get back into tech stocks? When I start to see FNGU go back up. When I start to see FNGU go back up, because FNGD is going up, which means that the tech stocks for the most part are bearish. I would keep my eyes on the ticker symbol FNGU to let me know when it's time to get back into tech stocks. Have you heard about Charles Schwab? Many says is likely to go down. I haven't heard that yet, Fabricio, and it hasn't been talked enough about it for me to catch it on my radar. So I don't know that yet. I don't know when that goes back out. They bought bonds. And those bonds didn't work out. They bought the debt. And it didn't work out. And that's, the banks still are going to be hurting. All right, I told you I would talk about options. We have something now called the Options Jumpstarter, a beginner's guide to profitable options trading, a beginner's guide, a simple way to understand what the terms are, the best time to place option trades, how to increase your probability of success. I'm going to give you this link. We have one more webcast today at 4:30. We've got one more webcast today at 4:30. I'm going to put this link in the chat. If you're brand new to options, you want to learn how to play options, folks, this is a free, this is a free webcast. It is a free webcast to get a better understanding on what options are, to help you wrap your head around options. It is the Options Jumpstarter, a beginner's guide to profitable options trading. For all of you, is that another promotion? It is a webcast. It is a free webcast. Now, is it going to talk to you about a course, Jazz? Yes, it will. All right, yes, it will. But before you even get to the point about looking at a course, take the free webcast. It talks to you a lot about the basics of what options are and how to trade them. It's free. It'll wet your whistle. It'll whet your appetite. And if you want to take the next step and get into the course, do so. But if you don't. Nobody will twist your arm. But if you want a webcast, a free webcast to give you some basic understanding about options, this is free. The link is in there. Take advantage of it. All you have to do is put in your name, your email address, mobile phone number, and reserve your seat. It's going to be today. Is there an open bar? Yes, Drew, there is. It's in your house. It is a free open bar in your house while you're watching the free webcast. All right. So I told you that I would talk a little bit about options today, but it is a webcast today. It's the last one today at 4:30. The link is in the chat. Joey put it at the top of the chat for you. So again, you got nothing to lose if it's free. You got nothing to lose if it's free. Watch it. If you want to take the next step, you will. If you don't, don't. All right. Let's get into my list of stocks today from the stories. Put this on program. Let's go to the viewers. Here's my big new stocks for the, I told you I would give you a couple of oil stocks. ConocoPhillips, CVX. One is up today, one is down today. Both RTs are above one. Still bullish on oil. Great class. My first with VectorVest. It paid for itself before it was over. Way to go, Roger. Look at that. I want everybody to see that. Look at that. Great class. My first with VectorVest, and it paid for itself before it was over. And a lot of people, how about this? A Fox says, I quit my day job this year trading long calls and puts. That's not even selling options. Do you know that if you play just calls and puts, you have unlimited potential on those options? Unlimited. But guess what? You've got limited risk on those options. So when I've told people a long time ago that I was willing and able to have retired at the age of 50, I'm 56 now. At the age of 50, I wasn't just whistling Dixie. A lot of it was trading options to be able to do that, to be able to do just that. I would like to know how to pick the right option. Joanne, that webcast today will start to talk about how to know what options to pick. Again, the course is there. You can go take the next step and take the course. If not, just listen to the webcast. Just listen to the webcast. Mark says, I bought 10 915 puts on FMC on August 9th, paid $18 and sold. Look at that. $8,000 off of an $1,800 investment. Options are no joke. And people think that they're more riskier than stocks. They are not, because you're limited in your amount of loss right from the onset. You're limited in your amount of loss. Unlike stocks, you can have unlimited loss potential all the way down to the stock going to zero, but not with an option. And you've got unlimited upside potential. Akshaya says you lose all. On stocks you can, but not on an option you can't. The most you can lose is the premium you paid. The most you can lose on an option is the premium you paid. That's it. If the stock goes down 50, 60, 70, 11,000%, the most you lose on that option call or put is the premium you paid. And Ben is right. That's why options are safer than stocks. Folks, I might not even do day trade today because this is that freaking important. For those of you who are confused about options, for those of you who are scared about options, I invite you to look at that free webcast today. Just watch it. You want to learn a little bit about the terms? You want to learn a little bit about when to buy and when to get out and the whole just calls and puts. Folks, gosh, I can't explain to you how powerful just buying calls and puts are. Mark just showed you. An $1,800 investment turned into an $8,000 gain. I don't know where you can do that. And the next round is on Mark. No, believe you me, that's true. Because if you travel with Mark, the next round most likely is going to be on Mark. That's how it works. Mark is just that way. You know something? He's just that way. All right. So how do you have to set up your account to buy options? And that's a beautiful thing about it, Kathy. You do not need to have a margin account to play options. Woo! I just smacked some of you in the head right there. You do not need to have a margin account to play options. How cool is that? You don't have to walk through the hoops to go and play options. You do have to answer a couple of questions. The broker wants to make sure that you truly understand calls and puts. But you do not need a margin account. How can I use VectorVest in options? Nat, I'm going to tell you to go to that webcast that's at the top of the list in the chat. Click on that register. There you go. Register. Register. All right. What free webcasts on options are you talking about? Where do I find it? Debbie, look at the top of the chat. Joey pinned the webcast link at the top of the chat. All right. Jake says Jim's option courses are very easy to follow and implement. Jim Penna will be the one working the options jump starter course. All right. So, man, we're sitting at 2:40. Joey's got to be done by 3 o'clock today. All right. So, you know something? I think we talked about Bitcoin a little bit. That wasn't on my schedule for today, so that took a little bit of time. I think I spent a little bit more time than I wanted to just on the options, but I think The options are just that important. They are just that important. We may not do day trades today. Hopefully you'll forgive me for that. All right, because I try to give you at least a half an hour on the day trade side. So what I will do today is I will look at your stocks. How about that? You guys okay with that? Type of yes or no. You guys okay with that? I will still take a look at your stocks. All right, but I don't think I'm going to be able to give enough time to the day trading side of it because Joey's got to be done by 3 today. All right, so we got a little bit of time. I really like following your channel, and I'm a member. Thank you, Kathy, for that. I do appreciate that. Randy says yes, no. Really, Randy? Really, Randy? Sigh. All right, so sell H. All right, hold on. Give me a moment. I'm not ready to take your stocks yet. All right, let me finish talking about the stocks that I'm bearish on Apple. All right, I am bearish on Apple. I think that China curbing on the iPhone's usage at work is really going to hurt Apple. I'm talking about my banks to keep your eyes on the regional ones. M&T, Citizens, PNC, and Truist. All right, look at, they're all negative today. I want to look at all of those graphs. I'm telling you that the other shoe hasn't fallen on these banks. M&T, look at that graph, 3-month graph. Looking at CFG, Citizens, look at that graph. Look at PNC, look at that graph. Look at Truist, look at that graph. And I think that as the banking system puts more restrictions on what they can do, they're going to have to come out and report these losses. All right, they're going to have to come out and report these losses. All right, so I'm just putting that out there. It's your program. Do what you want, says. Too busy making money on options to care, says Randy. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. All right, I'm writing down some of these stocks. I told you not to give them to me yet. All right, DRV for the mortgage issues. This is the bearish side of real estate. I'd keep my eye on that. Enbridge. That Enbridge is not doing any moving today, but the buying out of the three natural gas companies is going to put them. I want to look at a graph of that. I want to look at Enbridge. It's going to make them one of the biggest distributors of gas. I like the bounce. Ooh, no. Look at that. Was that an earnings call? Oh, it wasn't earnings. I don't know what pushed it down, but I'd keep my eye on it. I would keep my eye on it based on the news. Other than that, the stock's price is trending lower. I want to see if the news of what they bought is going to start moving them up. I'm not going to tell you to buy it yet. The news is there. Let's go see if the news is enough to make it move. Randy says, I never sent my golf swing. I was supposed to, wasn't I? I'm playing golf tomorrow. I am playing golf tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I'm playing golf tomorrow before I go to Ohio. I gotta see if I can get the guy that I'm playing with to take a picture of it. All right, I need to do that. All right, I think that's all of the stocks in my list. Let's go to. I'm gonna put something else in here. Customer picks. Time is it? We got yeah. Put 3 S's. Customer picks. All right. Hold on. BK. I like booking.com. I know I don't like booking.com. Not right now. CELH, Johnson & Johnson, Alberton, TTOO, SQQQ, RARE, Novavax. Keep your eyes on that. RMBS, Meta, Jet. So no, we're driving to Ohio. DEV. A lot of us are going up there. Dr. D for the LPG. Yang. Ooh, like that pick. Yang. ING, DAKT, LFMD. I think that's enough. Oh, I got to put one more. XROF. EXROF. And hold on. LFMD is already ETN and FUBO. That gives me 20. It should give me 20 stocks. All right, there we go. There's my 20 stocks. Out of all of the stocks that you just gave me, Celsius at the top of the list with a VST at 1.54. Nice. Fundamentally sound. Price way overvalued. Most stocks in the market right now are overvalued because nobody's putting money in the bank. Money goes where money grows. Money is growing in the stock market more so than in the banks. All right, so a lot of stocks in the market are overvalued for that reason. But Halliburton, look at that, undervalued. It's an oil stock. Oil had gotten beaten up, right? Oil had gotten beaten up. A lot of oil stocks are going to be undervalued because they've been beaten up. Daktronics undervalued with a VST at 1.33. Let's look at the stocks on the bottom. TTOO, I know that Ryan did a video on it. And right now it's up 12.5% today. It's up 12.5% today. Rare, is that a pharmaceutical? It is a pharmaceutical. I don't know what the news is. I want to check real quick, see if there's any stock news of why you picked that stock. I want to see if there's any. It's up 6% today. 2 hours ago, too good to be true, a comprehensive analysis 7 days ago. Let's go look at the press release. Got no press release. I don't know what's making it move up. All right, so I figured you gave it to me for a reason. There's no news driven on it. Novavax, I'm shocked at because as COVID cases start to pick up, I'm looking at the stocks that are FDA approved for vaccines, Novavax, Pfizer, BioNTech, mRNA, Moderna. Those are the companies that have working vaccines along with boosters. All right, so it's interesting. I still think that you keep your eyes on Novavax and all those other stocks down big today. I was in Novavax. I pulled it once it went down. I pulled it off once it went down 10% as well. The big news for XROF is that they started production yesterday. They put the news out yesterday about starting production with Linmar. Was it? No, it's not Linmar. It was with VMAR and somebody, HB4. They're actually going to start producing oil drivers. That was big news. Stocks down today. Life MD, what is that? That is another drug biomedical, up 10% today. We'll see if there's any stock news of why you gave that to me as well. 4 days ago, somebody bought 12% more shares in Life. Let's go press release. You know, I hate it when a stock goes up but there's no specific news on it. That really pisses me off. If it's going up, I want to know why it's going up. I want to know why it's going up. I got no news. 4 days ago, somebody bought 12%. That was 4 days ago. Stock is up today, almost 10.5%. I don't like that. I hate that. Let's go look at a 6-month graph of the stocks on the rise. Stocks on the rise. You can always click on the join button from your homepage in the newest COVID booster soon. Yes. So I'm still thinking that these stocks, the Novavax and Pfizer and Moderna, are going to have a rise. They're going to rise. I don't know when, but they're going to have a rise. Hey, Glenn, every time I register for a webinar at VV, I cannot join because the webcast hookup. Boston is going to try to help you. XRO starting with Vicinity Motors. Yep. Are in fully charged live show expo this weekend. So I'm excited about XRO. I own XRO, own a lot of shares of it. Never told you once never to buy it, though. Who once told you to buy it? Don't start with me, Mark. All right. Meta is in the middle of the list. Overvalued, no upside potential, but makes money. Freshworks, way overvalued. What industry is that in? What industry is that in? Software business. I'm not a big fan of this one. I don't know what the news is on it. Not fundamentally sound. Not fundamentally sound. Do they make money? They do make money. They grow their earnings at a clip of 29%. And they have positive earnings. Interesting. Yang, I am a fan of Yang. I am bearish on China. I like this play. It's at an RT of 1.4. I like the Yang play bigly. Booking, this is booking.com, Booking Holdings. You know something? The travel this year, I don't think worked out as well as most people thought. I don't think that it worked out as much as people walk. If you have less than 25,000 in your account, you can only have 3 trades, three day trades. That's correct, in a week. That's correct. Do options work that way as well? No. No, you're not day trading options for the most part. Just a general rule of thumb, if you're going to be a buyer of an option, whether it's a call or a put, you want to buy 30 to 45 to 30 days out. If you're going to be a seller of an option, you want to sell 30 days or less. All right, so no, you're not day trading options from that perspective. Does that make sense? Who asked me that? That's Bobby. Bobby in Utah, does that make sense? You're not day trading options. Even if you hold it until a day or so and get out, you didn't day trade it. Glenn, cop down, good to buy now or wait. ConocoPhillips? ConocoPhillips is, just go back to, I'm going to say yes, whether it's ConocoPhillips or not, ConocoPhillips or CVX. Let me go look at that real quick. ConocoPhillips, I'm a big fan of, I'm a big fan of oil. Look at that. ConocoPhillips is down, but look at the move. Bottom left to top right. Shooting star, no real follow through into today, but the 3 and the 8 are still solid. And I've got a level of support sitting at 118.68. Yes. Would I buy today? No. When would I buy? I'd like to buy above the 3-month high. All right, we're just 2 days off of the 3-month high. I would buy there because then I know that I'm buying as the stock is doing what I want it to do, which is go up in price. I would never tell you to buy a stock on the way down. Is options like swing trading? Sort of, kind of. Remember, I'm trying to hold the option for not just a day. So I've got to have the direction right. Now, there's option trades where I don't have to have the direction right. But in the case of just buying calls and puts, I do need to have the direction right. So that's why market timing plays a role. Market timing plays a big role in buying options. I want to make sure that when I'm buying my calls that I've got market timing to help me out. Primary wave is up. Boom. Good. Get in, stay there. Primary wave is down. That would be a good time to get out of those call options. And then put options. Boom. Primary wave is down. Put on those put options. Look at that. Market's going down, 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 down. Does that make sense? Who asked me that question? Richard, does that make sense? So market timing plays a big role in buying calls and puts. But there are certain trades that I can put on from an options perspective where the market could move sideways or a stock could move sideways and I still make money. All right. COP looks the same way as many. I'm waiting to add APA. There you go, Dan. I'm all for that. All right. So I've looked at a lot of the stocks in here. Let's go look at some of the stocks. Earthstone, energy and oil go, to me, to a certain degree, they go hand in hand. A little bit down. It does have good upside potential. 28% earnings growth rate. Man, look at these stocks. Let's go sort this by earnings growth rate. Celsius is at the top. Freshworks, love the earnings growth rate. Booking, Earthstone. I'm still not a big fan of Booking, though. Let's go look at the stock graph, though. I'm just thinking about the industry. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. It's pulled back, but you know something is sitting in a channel. Look at the pullback right here in that channel. The 3 is about to cross below the 8. It hasn't happened yet. 3 is possibly crossing below the 8. If the stock goes down, though, I've got a level of support sitting at 3,000, 3,007. Lord, this is a freaking expensive. $3,007.89. I purchased 100 puts of Apple after the China story came out. And so 99 cents is sold this morning at $6. Again, I love it when the story can move a stock or when the market moves a stock. Absolutely. I'm telling you, folks, you could be like A Fox and turn around and be out of working for life playing options. It could happen. It could definitely happen. All right, what time is it? Joey, I got you. I got 6 minutes, buddy. I got 6 minutes. TTO. Ryan did a story on it. Graph shows me the stock is up over 11% today. Put this on a 3-month graph. Ooh, that's just a move coming off support. I wouldn't think about getting back into it until the 3 goes above the 8. If I need more confirmation, I need it to go above this level of resistance of 39 cents. This is a cheap stock, but if I'm thinking about getting in right now, I do like to bounce off support. I need the 3 and the 8 to cross, and I need to break above that level of 39 before I pull the trigger, because you could do this all over again. Glenn, what's your key to retirement? Be disciplined in what you do. I trade several different portfolios. My retirement portfolio is slow and steady. I follow the confirmed calls to be on the right side of the market. My retirement is actually my 401k, which is a lot of mutual funds, but a lot of it is self-directed. I do so much better in my self-directed portfolio than I blow the mutual funds out of the water. I wish I could self-direct my whole 401k. If I could, it would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. But my self-directed, I play the market, I play the stocks, and that's that. That's what I do. Usually when a company buys, the other company goes up. You should buy the buyer. I don't disagree with you. I didn't disagree. I disagree. All right. What other stocks are in here? Rambus. Fairly valued, good earnings growth rate though. Let's go take a look at the stock graph. Rambus, 3-month graph. Ooh, the 3 and the 8 were there. It stopped at a level of resistance of 57.07. It couldn't hold it and it's pulling back. I'd be careful with Rambus. It's in the semi space. I'd be careful with Rambus. It's got a lot more downside to the price of about $50.42. I stopped losing retirement funds when I dumped my professional advisor service. A lot of people feel the same way, Roger. All right. Let me do this real quick. Celsius, I like it. 3-month high. Fresh, right at the high. Watch the pullback though. This level of resistance, it's going to play a role. Be careful with that. Booking, it's in the channel. Be careful. ESTE, the 3 and the 8 are still holding. Watch the down day. If you own it, I'd wait for the 3 to cross below the 8 before I pull the trigger. Halliburton, another petroleum stock, looks real good. LPG transportation ship coming off a level of the support, 3-8 cross, and it's been moving up. I got a profit target on this stock of about $30. All right, let's go to the next one. Rambus, we talked about. TTO, we talked about. There's Vicinity Motors. I think the news with that's going on with X-Row could push this, but look at Vicinity Motors is stopped right at that level of $1.09. I'd like to see it break above before I go and buy it if I'm not in it. DAKT, a lot of volatility in the last couple of days. Be careful with it. The 3 and the 8 are still positive, though. If you're in it on good volume, just leave it alone. XROF, I own it. Big pullback. Don't know why, but it stopped at a level of resistance. 2 days in a row, stopped at a level of resistance. Let's go to the next one. ETM looks beautiful. 3-month high, 45-degree angle. Love that stock. Love that stock. Whoever gave me that, thank you. Let me give you an applause. Let me give you a cheering. Let me give you an air horn. That's a good-looking stock. I like that stock. FUBU, coming off the television, coming off the level of support, 3-8 cross, went through resistance. I got a price target right now sitting at about 387. Probably got about 87 more cents on this. Nice move on it on good volume. LFMD, same kind of scenario, broke through resistance. 3.8 on good volume. I got a price target sitting at about 545. All right, next one, Johnson & Johnson, coming off support. I'm not thinking about jumping into it yet into the 3 crosses above the 8, and then I've got the headwinds of resistance at 166.11. Next one, Meta. You know, Meta's going to do what Meta's got to do. I got a little spinning top going on here. The 3 and the 8 is still positive. Good volume today, even though I got to spin it top. Markets are having a late day rally. We'll take a look at that real quick before we leave. SQQQ, I'm in it. I still think the market's, wow, Yang is all over the place. Yang is all over the place, but I'm still bearish on China. Rare looks beautiful. Coming off that level of support. Nice up candle on beautiful volume. I'd like to see RT go up. I've got a high price target of about 53. I got some movement on this. All right. And last but not least, Novavax, very volatile, even in this space where COVID prices are, COVID cases are about to go up. Late day rally. Let's go intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. No, I got a little channel going on. This is 5-minute bars on the composite. Not a real rally, a little bit of a channel going on. All right, with that, I'm done. I needed to get Joey out here a bit sideways. All right, with that, folks, I got to go. You guys have a great weekend. Don't forget about tomorrow's video. It gives you more insights as a market recap, what went on in the market and what to look for going forward. And that's right. Lee is right. Hit the like button if you haven't. All right. Joey's got to go. Folks, have a great day. I'm not even going to fully sign out. Have a great day. See you Monday. Peace.